Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Snake Leland, and I make videos talking about movies and movie history, specifically monster movie content. And today we're going to talk about Universal's 1944 movie, The House of Frankenstein. So think of this less like an actual movie and more like a two-part miniseries, with the first half focusing on Dracula, who's played by John Carradine, and the second focusing on the Wolfman, played by Lon Chaney Jr., and Frankenstein's monster, who's played by Glenn Strange. And the theme that connects these two parts of the film together are the leads Dr. Niemann, who's played by Boris Karloff, and his assistant Daniel, who's played by J. Carrol Naish. Starting off with Fantalite is Boris Karloff as Dr. Niemann. This was his first and only performance in a Frankenstein movie where he doesn't play the monster, and it's great seeing him go from playing the tragic creature who is misunderstood because of how he looks, to the mad scientist whose plan goes way better than it has any right to. For example, one of my favorite scenes in this movie is when he's pretending to be a carnival showman and he has the body of Count Dracula that he thinks it's fake. But when he removes the stake from the heart, he is resurrected, seemingly, and he realizes, oh shit, he's real! And so, thinking off his feet, Niemann is like, look, all you gotta do is just, kill a few people for me, and I'll make sure your coffin is safe for you to return to. And Dracula's just like, okay. Like, just imagine, Count Dracula, the Prince of Darkness, just goes along with that plan, just like, okay. You know, like, and John Carradine is great in the movie, don't get me wrong, but it's just a funny thing in my opinion. Moving on to another great performance in this movie is Lon Chaney Jr. playing the Wolfman. He, in my opinion, is tied for Karloff for giving the best performance in this film. And the reason I say that is because he's the only Universal monster to have a completely consistent arc throughout all of his films. Because in The Wolfman, he starts out as a charismatic guy who becomes a victim of fate, and throughout all of his movies is trying to find a cure for a problem that he can't control. Because this problem of turning into a werewolf and not having any control over what he does when he transforms is especially shown in his film with his potential love interest, who is played by Anne Gwynn. Now, this is the part that we are going to start getting into spoilers for the film, so if you haven't seen it yet, this is just a quick heads up to let you know. When the two of them first meet, she is initially very attracted to him, and when she finds out that he's a werewolf, she makes an honest effort to help him, and in doing so, she makes a silver bullet to kill him, and in doing so, he ends up killing her tragically. And again, it's a great example of how the Wolfman is an example of how random fate just caused a poor man to become victim to a horrific curse. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is Frankenstein's monster, you know, the namesake of the movie, who is also the only monster in the movie to do nothing and only come alive in the last 5 minutes of the film. I would actually say it's a great example of how Universal was just cranking out these movies more and more in order to get people to go see them, and it's a good movie, don't get me wrong, and Lon Chaney Jr. is great. It's especially a great continuation of the Wolfman films. But other than that, and aside from his and Karloff's performances, you can tell that the studio really just wanted to make a quick buck. So again, it's not a great movie, but it's definitely a fun one to watch. And those are my overall thoughts on 1944's House of Frankenstein. Before I go, I want to thank you for watching the video, and if you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for future movie reviews and movie history content. And if you have seen the film, make sure to let me know your thoughts of it and what your favorite Universal monster movie is. And until next time, my name is Snake Leland, thank you for watching the video, and have a great day.